answering that before I asked you. You've learned, have you?
That's the synergy, you know?
We'll get into it. Game number 1 between Neon Esports and T1 is set to begin. See a bit of a just setting up for the early bounty runes. Of course, In Your Dream gonna be on that mid Magnus, and should be fun to watch. Miracle on the safe lane Quap. It's not something we get to see very often, that safe lane Quap, but there it is.
Yeah, something a little bit different. I think with the Magnus, it's going to be that style that we saw Boom play in their first match of the tournament, I believe, where they had Makoto on his Templar Assassin. Oh, we've got a little bit of action as Playhard starts running into a couple, but he's going to have to back off. Yeah, you really just do want to play this position, or your mid laner as a position 1 effectively, with the amount of farm that you're going to be able to get for him.
Yep. JG, new addition to the side of Neon Esports, going to be in the off lane on the Darkseer, and we always comment this during the drafting phase. Why are people not banning out Darkseer? It just continues to be picked up, and with Yopaj on this Void Spirit, it could be a very dangerous predicament for T1. So yep. Yopaj is known to be extremely volatile on this hero, and can be a real problem.
Yeah, real aggression really coming up for him at all stages of the game. You can think that when he's hitting level 7, he's instantly just going to start rotating. And I think the thing with Neon, they've experimented with quite a few offlaners in their lineup, and they've settled with JG for ESL One Thailand. And the thing that I really notice about him, as opposed to a lot of these other ones, is that he really values his life. He's not going to throw it away for no good reason. I'm just going to preemptively jinx myself there, because I'm sure I'll be one of the ones that might give up that first blood, but as a Darkseer, you've got a pretty low risk for that.
Certainly. Top lane, Miracle on this Quap. Shouldn't have too much of a hard time up against Playhard and JG. Playhard probably not going to be able to harass him too much. Paulson, he might have a bit of a difficult time on the Warlock up against the clock, but just go for a small camp pull. Playhard will try to interrupt, and will do so successfully.
Interrupts most of it, and they're just going to try and take away some of that lane equilibrium that they were trying to get there. Playhard with his Windlace, he's going to start chasing down Paulson, but it's actually the Earth Spirit going down first, so Jokum. Oh, that's not how you want to start.
No, it is definitely not. Jokam going down. Good first blood pickup there from Neon Esports. This is a Pos 3 Earth Spirit we're looking at, right? Like, he's cute. He's there with the Snapfire in the laning phase. Like, it must be.
Oh, no, so Sam H, he's the one getting most of the last hits. It's a little odd, I know, because T1, with their style, it typically has been Jokam playing the snap, but just changing it around this time.
Top lane, Paulson going to be falling very, very low. Playhard just continues to move forward and does get the kill. Now Miracle should be able to get a trade here onto Playhard, and he does. And in fact, he's going for another JG. Not going to be out of the woods quite yet, but eventually does just outrun the Quap and will be okay.
He's got that bottle build on the Darkseer. You know, if you're going to be roaming around this amount, I think it's totally fine. You can leave your clockwork there, make sure he gets his levels, and he's going to be able to rotate through with that early point in the hook shot.
Paj in the mid lane actually gets the Aether Remnant to latch onto In Your Dream. A few T1 tower hits and have to salve up. Seems to be quite a difficult lane here for Yopaj so far up against the Mag. And I think we saw this yesterday as well with these this Magnus versus Void Spirit matchup in that mid lane. It can be a little bit tough for the Void Spirit to actually be able to sustain himself up against that much damage.
I think it's tough for basically any sort of melee hero. You kind of have to compare it to the way that they play. Oh, TP's coming out from Sam H. He was going for the deny as well with Jokum.
He'll make it out. Skem did go down, and so did Yopaj in that mid lane. In Your Dream ends up getting a solo pick off on the Mag. It's a fantastic way for T1 to get things started. And I think that for Neon Esports, if you can shut down that mid Void Spirit, generally speaking, if Yopaj is not having a good time, the rest of the team probably aren't having a good time either.
I mean, at the moment, he's just about to hit his level 4, and In Your Dream, he's already 5, so he's whacking away. He's got those extra points there, and you can see with this replay, he actually skewered him all the way underneath the tower. That's the disadvantage of having that extra level against you, and well, it was enough to take him down.
It's fantastic skewer for In Your Dream. Yopaj, gonna be a bit more careful, I'm sure, about that one. It's a bit hard to dodge when you do get hit by the shockwave of the Magnus. Still, Jokam might make a bit of a rotation. No, he'll run back down bot. Olsen actually take a nice little haste rune away from that mid lane. Playhard gonna try and chase him down, but bot lane, Genuel Boulder Smash going to be up for JoeCam now with Scatter Blast, and Cookie did not really land on Genuel, but it doesn't matter. They got Skem. That means they get a bit more harass out before they have to back off.
I was nearly thinking that would be a super hype play, and speaking of hype, well, Playhard might have to stay underneath that tower if he wants to live. No, he's got the stick charges. He's going to be just fine.
Just barely. He will walk back all the way to the fountain.
But yeah, with Yopaj, you typically want him to be that person that's having a fantastic laning stage, that's able to rotate through and make a lot of action happen, take a lot of the pressure off this Nature's Prophet, who can get very fat if you give him the abilities to, but it's just not going to be the case. And speaking of MPs, come through to Sam H.
Yeah, Sam H going to be in a spot of danger. Skem going to continue this chase, but Cookie should allow him to get out. No, never mind, a Sprout, but Gale does not connect. And had that Gale connected, they probably could have continued the chase, but top lane, Paulison does go down the Warlock again, and it's a very rough kind of support to have to play up against the clockwork. You're just constant food for that clock.
Yeah, you don't have any sort of escape mechanisms. You can see he started with that Windlace, and the Warlock just purchased the bottle now, I believe, after he went down. So, oh, we hear an RP.
Mid lane, Genuel going to roll in with a follow-up stun. They do get another kill onto Yopaj. Then I know I said it before, but I love the way T1's playing this. They're focusing on that Void Spirit. He is the heart of the team. If he's not going to have a good game, Neon, they might have to change the game plan.
Yeah, I mean, with the Nature's Prophet, you are always going to get a decent amount of farm, but going up against this Magnus, you just see what's happening right now. They've even got the Siege Creep creating a ton of harass here, and there's 3 heroes around this. I'm not sure if you want to TP back in.
Oh, Yopaj, he will go. Genuel with the rotation, but roll won't connect from JoeCam, and in your dream, might just have to get out. Aether Remnant gonna connect. They want the kill, but in your dream, just a little bit too tanky at the moment.
If he was level 6, I think they would have gone for that. They would have tried to finish the TP through on the Nature's Prophet, but just not in a position to, and all that aggression is for nothing. As soon as that Gale wears off, picks up the regen rune, and he's going to be fighting fit.
It's just standard, isn't it? You put all this effort in, you get nothing out of it, and he's just going to get a regen.
And that's the thing that's great about Magnus as well, is that they're like, okay, well, you've rotated 3 heroes through the mid lane. I'm just going to go back to the jungle, clear a camp in about 3 seconds, and I'll be just fine.
Very balanced indeed. JoeCam, mid lane, gonna get jumped on. Yopaj, still trying for it with the Resonant Pulse. Miracle's gonna be forced to TP in here, and in fact, they're gonna roll back onto that clockwork and play hard. Can you get yourself out? That is a big Nature's Wrath coming out from the Prophet. And Paulison will also go down on the Warlock. In your dream, the only one to survive, and Yopaj is not done, but the Aether Remnant will not land this time. T1 is gonna back off.
So they're slowly clawing it back, and you can see here on the top side, Skem using that TP to get up there, put a lot of pressure on, considering they forced all of those rotations through the mid lane. So a big area of the map could be opened up for them very shortly. And even more importantly, it's that 7-minute mark. So you've got those neutral items that are going to start to come to the fore. And when you've got an aggressive lineup like Neon's, you really need to be taking advantage of them as much as you can.
See if the side of T1 can at least trade the bot T1 tower here, but you don't really have that kind of push-style lineup to make this happen. Not without your whole team kind of being committed to it.
Not without the whole team, not without a Siege Creep potentially assisting with that. You know, they tried to make it happen for the mid, but they were repelled, so nicely done by Neon to realize the importance of that tower.
It's one of the beauties about the Venomancer as a hero as well right now, right? You could just place the Veno wards and make it hellish, but Yopaj, mid lane, nice Aether to hold onto in your dream. Does duke out the Boulder Smash. Still T1, gonna run straight into Playhard. Sam H is being chased down, and Playhard ends up going.
Playhard's leveled up his battle pass a fair amount. I haven't seen too many Lacard Metatards.
It's a big paywall, Danog, I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to spam that myself, but well, at least somebody's enjoying it.
Yeah, respect to our Filipino brothers, and well, Neon, they are a Filipino team, so they're paying that as well.
They are. Do have the go-ahead, just a very quick pause. So a 5-6, slight net worth lead for the side of Neon Esports so far at the 8-minute mark. See Miracle, he's starting to make some rotations now as the Quap. And I do like that as well for Miracle. He doesn't want to sit back and just farm all game with this Queen of Pain. He wants to get involved as if he was playing the mid lane. just love to see it, but Yopaj is going to TP down to this bot lane and just hide behind a tree. There's that Iron Shell and Surge straight onto Sam H. Can he survive? They're rolling with Jocam. Sam H still trying to just cookie out of there. Nature's Wrath out. They do finally... No, it's a deny. Miracle. How did he even get that deny off in time? Jocam.
Yeah, he was just off in the trees and then blinks away to safety himself. So big rotation, all for nothing.
Oh my. That's the second time this game already the T1 has gotten away with murder. We'll just go back to the drawing board for them. I suppose all this committal from Neon Esports just being wasted is giving more space for In Your Dream on this Magnus to just continue farming up and work towards that Echo Saber that he desperately wants.
He's gone into a relatively high strength build, which is obviously pretty normal for a Magnus. You know, he gets advantage from the HP, from the pure damage that you get from it, which is great. The thing is, with the Clockwork, he's already starting to build towards that urn, and unless you pop the BKB for it, when he eventually turns that into a Spirit Vessel, it's going to be incredibly effective, because Mag's not one of those heroes that builds, for example, a Yule Scepter or a Manta Style. There's only one main way to get out of it.
10-minute bounty rune's about to spawn up. Jocam wants the bot, gets hit by the Gale, but Genuel will not commit. Mid lane, Sam H going to be chased, but they commit the RP onto Yopaj with the Sonic Wave out for Miracle, and now JG going to be under fire from Sam H. And In Your Dream, no hesitation on the RP. He'll just commit it every single time he sees Yopaj.
Absolutely, and you can see here, it's a 3-level advantage now, and they've got that siege creep to start attacking the mid tower. They're even going to clean up the Veno.
I love to see it. Jocam rolling in from a mile away, and this Venomancer just has no way out of this scenario. And that'll be your mid-tier 1 tower going down. In Your Dream, he just focused on it while they were killing the Venomancer.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's looking not ideal for them. The one plus side is that Skem, he's getting a decent amount of farm here. He's gone the Midas, so they're feeling that they need to get some aggression into the later stages of the game.
Sam H in danger again. Yopaj going to Astral Step forward, but a nice cookie away still to assimilate. And can they get the kill? Yes, they can. TP just proving to be a little bit too long.
I'm sure they would have loved to give that to Yopaj, but you can't risk him getting away. And well, at least for my prediction, JG was the last of Neon to die, so he is actually still playing that somewhat more conservative role. But man, how many times are you going to see Yopaj with 0 kills at the 11-minute mark?
It's not a very usual thing to see, I'll tell you that. T1. On the brighter side for Neon, I suppose, you've only lost one tier 1 tower so far, and they're going to just try and take another fight here. Yopaj smoked up with the rest of his team, of course had his own smoke broken. Looks like Miracle does just back off on the Quap. They won't really find anything out of this, and this is a real shame for Neon. We've seen this rotation, I don't even know how many times now down to that bot lane, but it's not really amounting to anything.
I think there's that fine line between obviously wanting to keep up the aggression at this level of Dota. You know, 5 seconds means the difference between getting a full team wipe and maybe just picking off one person. But in that instance, you had a Clockwork who had just hit up onto his level 6, and he still had 15 seconds left on the hookshot cooldown. So when that smoke pops, if you've got it available, at least you can follow up immediately with it, but just not this time.
Play hard. That level 7 mark now, going to be feeling decent, but you look at In Your Dream, level 12 on the mag. Echo Saber up, going straight into the blink.
Oh, misses the hook.
Unfortunate Sam H duking that out very nicely. Just a quick sidestep away from the Snapfire. It's one of those things as the support clock, you generally want to get a couple kills under your belt and try to establish dominance here in this game 1, but hasn't really been so much the case for Play Hard as of yet.
Especially with that urn, right? Like, sure, it's nice that that gives you a little bit of regen, a tiny bit of armor, and some attributes, but that's not what you're buying it for. You need those charges so that you can continue to snowball.
Jocam going to be in danger. Yopaj with a nice remnant out, but he's still alive. Gets the magnetize off, and now In Your Dream comes in with the RP and the Sonic Wave out from Miracle. Oh, they just clear him out.
What a chaotic offering coming through there from Paulus. It hits onto all of them, gets the bonds as well, and we talk about those rotations towards the bottom side to try and get them when they're making this aggression towards the tower. Well, you chose to do it at the wrong time, and now you don't have a tier 1 tower to defend.
It's disastrous here for Neon Esports already. 3k net worth lead for T1, and luckily for us, we get to see this moment of brilliance. And I'll tell you what, it was quite brilliant here from In Your Dream with a great RP, and even the positioning from Miracle. Just hiding in the tree line, waiting for that perfect moment. And I love the fact that these guys in T1, they trust each other to just get everything perfect.
That's what you want to see. You want to see that trust coming through. And with that, it's a ton of gold going the way of even the supports on T1, nearly picking up a 4-staff already on Paulson, which is going to be so handy against this Clockwork.
Every Clockwork's nightmare, not having that pos 5 to kill.
Even just for the Magnus, you know, right now he's still got the Quelling Blade, but eventually you're going to have the risk of being sprouted if you're there without your skewer available. So nice to be able to avoid the kiting nature of that.
Play hard. It's a sad game. I mean, for the clock, like, I know this feeling when your team's that far behind and you just have nothing to do as a clock.
It's not a hero you want to play from behind, that's for sure.
Nah. Yopaj, he's just trying to catch up now. Like, no core items up yet. He's going for a Yule Scepter, but it is definitely past the timing you would usually see Yopaj pick that up.
Hunting bounties.
Of course, JG about to have the pipe up on the Darkseer. Be very, very useful in these team fights.
He's at least got that Staff of Wizardry delivered to him, and he's about to hit that level 10, so it's a tiny little bit of a power spike coming through for him, but yeah, still, you're 5 levels behind the Magnus. I'm going to keep going on and on about it, but this mid lane just went so well for T1. And, well, as someone that does most of their farming, at least in the laning stage, by melee right-clicking, there's not too much a Void Spirit can do against a Mag.
Absolutely not. Make matters worse, Dan, they got the Orchid up on Miracle now. So even more utility here for T1. More things to worry about. Cookie out from Sam H, attempting to stun up Yopaj, but he will juke out with a Dissimilate. He's going to be a little bit wary about how far he goes in this mid lane.
And you mentioned that Orchid, it means that these pick-off potentials are going to be so effective. You can see with the Clockwork and the Venomancer, I suppose Clockwork's got a little bit more HP, but Veno is a sitting duck. He's going into this mechanism build, it seems, and you don't have a Glimmer, you don't have a 4-staff, you don't have a Yules to be able to deal with it. Same thing with the Clockwork, he's just got the Urns. So if Clock commits onto you as level 12, you are dead.
And he just may in a moment, JG. Doesn't know about the silence, still Jocam gonna roll in onto that Clockwork, play hard. Should have no way out with these Mortimer's Kisses.
That's a perfect use of the Kisses as well, especially against a Clockwork. That's your main opponent, essentially, when you're doing it. There's no other way that they're going to be able to cancel it. Sure, you've got the Vacuum, but I don't think you're going to be able to get onto the backlines to get that done. And same thing with the Void Spirit. We've seen with how far behind he is, and even his Courier going down with that recipe.
Oh, that is so demoralizing here for Yopaj. Another couple minutes without that. And that means Miracle should have free reign over Yopaj, assuming he does get the Orchid off onto the Void Spirit. At least on the brighter side, you've got the pipe up now on the Darkseer, so you've got a bit of magic defense up against the Quap, but you've still got to worry about it in your dream. And mid lane, Yopaj getting surrounded here by T1. Just go away, but play hard is rolled on by our ES. Jocam setting up again with another nice roll, and in your dream, of course, gonna come in and take the kill for himself on the Mag. In Neon Esports, all they can do is avoid them for now.
I think that's the game that they're playing. Skem's farming in these really difficult areas, making sure that he can try and get away. Yopaj, will he be able to? 3 seconds left until that ulti's back up.
Jocam's on the chase. They do get Galed up, but it looks like T1, they've had enough of the chase. Back to that mid lane, back to forcing in these waves.
Really important positioning there by Jonuel, making sure that at least, even if the Gale didn't hit, the the Plague Wards are able to get that damage onto the Magnus, who had that Blink Dagger, so he was keen to start going onto Yopaj and put him in the bin even further.
I'll tell you though, Danog, one person we haven't seen much of yet is our Nature's Prophet. He has been just kind of AFK farming for now. Of course, we've seen a few Nature's Wraths flying out, but he is sitting at 10k net worth, only 500 gold behind In Your Dream.
I think they're trying to bait out this aggression onto Yopaj. He might even die. Oh, pump faking the chaotic offering there. But Skem is nearby. If he does need to join, he still doesn't want a bar of it though.
Uh-oh, TP out. Yopaj, Jocam sees it, and the roll is going to be a short enough cooldown to simulate out. He's still trying to run. Roll this time won't connect, but they know he's around here somewhere. Cookie, not going to land. Jocam has lost vision. Lepage will be able to get out safely, and luckily for him, his team was right behind him anyway. In fact, they might re-engage.
We've got some decent neutral items up here for the team,
Radiant's middle tower
enabling
is
them
under
to be
attack.
pretty tanky. There was just an Essence Ring, I believe, that was dropped, and I'm going to need Jornuel to pick up any neutral item at all. But for now, he's just going to be running bare, a little bit naked.
I know how much you love those neutral items, Dano.
Oh, they're the bane of my existence, but they're also so good.
Smoke up from T1.
Oh, they might catch Scam. This is huge.
It's a big one. Scam gets silenced up. The roll does not land, but the Cookie does. They've got control, but a hook shot in from Play Hard. But there's your RP again from In Your Dream. They're trying to survive. Scam still making a run for it with the Surge, but the Kisses, they are just landing way too far from Sam H. And Januel will also be the third to fall.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Danog, I believe Sam H actually predicted the location of the Prophet as he was surged away.
That's some hype gameplay. I mean, they had to drop a ton of ultimates to make it happen, but when you're taking out the Nature's Prophet, who they've just been making space for, it's huge, and they're even going to get Yopage. Oh, nice.
He's playing with fire here, Yopage. Do one of those games. Just kind of jumped straight into the middle of the whole of T1. Now Play Hard, going to come in on the clockwork.
This would be big.
Do end up getting In Your Dream. That is a huge kill if they can secure it. He does try and skewer away, but they have the control and they will get the kill.
So much damage still.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
One more, Yopage looking towards Sam H on the snapfire. Does get the Yules off. Now Scam to TP in. They got the Aether to lock him down with the hookshot follow-up, and that'll be a secondary. Sam H still trying to get out of there. It's no good. In fact, Polison was just around the corner under vision. Yopage again on the chase with the clumsy net to latch him in, and now the Aether Remnant. But here comes Jocam trying to protect the Warlock, but this does not look good for T1.
Dire's
Oh,
middle tower is
one
under
by
attack.
one they stroll in, and Neon Esports, they say thank you very much.
Triple kill, and I'm a little surprised, honestly, that the Queen of Pain was just off to the side pushing this entire time. Yes, they'd used a ton of ultimates, but the one person that hadn't was this Quap. And there was even a small window where there wasn't a Yule Scepter available, so if they try and quell the aggression that Yopage was trying to do, like, you know how he's going to play. He is going to go balls to the wall every single time and just run at your face and create space for Scam. They're just not predicting it this time around, and they paid the price. 4 heroes going down.
And with that, Scam has overtaken in terms of net worth. He's sitting at 12.5k, has the BKB up, and he's starting to look like a force to be reckoned with here. This could be scary for T1. Even their net worth lead lowering to 2k. It's really nothing to write home about when you're 21 minutes into this game. They might just have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out how they're going to take the next team fight.
Even at that team fight that they lost in front of their own Tier 2 tower, Neon only had the headdress available on Jornuel, but with all those kills, he's been able to finish up the mech, so that's going to be some huge team fight sustainability for them, especially with all these big team fight items.
They have found Play Hard on the clock, and that should be a nice, easy pick-off. With that clockwork gone, correct me if I'm wrong, but you might have some Roche potential.
Potential, but this is the one downside of their lineup,
Radiant's
right? We've
courier
gone this a
has
bit of
been
an
killed.
unconventional style of position 3 with the Snapfire. You don't have that sustained amount of damage. Yes, In Your Dream is going to stand there and start right-clicking away. You've got that little shredder for the extra minus armor, but it's still going to take quite a while, and I feel like Clockwork's going to be back up online before they're able to take it.
Dire's bottom tower
Not only the
is
clockwork
under
either, Yopage is around the area, and you know, he'll do it. He'll jump in.
They've just gotten rid of this ward. They know that they're going to make the play. It's Neon. They will run at you. Yeah, the
T1,
rocket flare.
they haven't backed off yet.
They know.
Roshan's low. They're going to try and initiate this team fight. Golem will be dropped on the Veno, and they look to burst him down. Januel is gone. They might have caught a glimpse of the Roshan, though, so they should know the HP. Miracle jumping onto Yopage. He'll juke them out.
2 big ultis used, though, by T1. This is Neon's time.
Sam H needs to back out of there. Januel back in here on the Veno. Roshan still very low. They'll smoke up now.
Prophets, he was ready to TP right into the middle of the pit. He's actually got enough money for his full Mjolnir if he wants it.
Sam H, he's been jumped on by Playhard, but I believe Playhard's just making space right now. Yopage, he's in the Roshan pit. No, in fact, never mind. He's not going after it. Januel will end up going back down on the Veno. That'll be a dieback. In Your Dream, still trying to catch out this Void Spirit, but won't be able to get the RP yet. Still, they'll return back into the Roshan pit. But they are not giving up, Neon. Playhard just Goes right back in there with the two-man cogs, and now the back wall on the cogs, and here comes Yopaj jumping in with the Dissimulate. It's not quite enough yet. Play hard. Does go down, but this Roshan is still alive.
Prophet's here. They're going to try and sneak
it, and they do manage to get it. Skem, he's got the Aegis, but Miracle does jump in with the Sonic Wave onto Skem. They'll get one life. They need the second. Yopaj, nice Aether on it, dragging out Miracle from this team fight, but now the RP out from In Your Dream. Yopaj, he jukes it out. They do kill off Skem, and now this Void Spirit. He's a man on the run, but Miracle should have the control with that Orchid, and he does. In Your Dream does get a double. And Neon Esports, they do deny the Aegis away from T1.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. Even he bought the Hyperstone on his courier there, and he had the full Mjolnir recipes. So maybe if he had that for the entire team fight, that's a lot of damage if you're placing that on top of yourself. You know, that could have been returned. It might have meant that that rotation through with Yopaj collected them a couple of kills. And, you know, I think they still probably would have lost the Aegis, but they would have been able to start making more aggressive moves than they have thus far.
At least by getting that Aegis on your side of things, you kind of deny the aggression from T1, or what would have been the aggression had they had that Aegis. So T1 is going to head back. They hold a 5k net worth lead. Things are still looking very good for them. The only real concern here being the Prophet right now. Neon, they have smoked up as 3.
Good timing with it all. You can see this super aggressive TP coming through from Yopaj to their outpost. He's going to be able to spot out In Your Dream, and here comes the rotation from the team.
Another massive kill if they can get him, but here comes Jokam. He's not going to allow them to get this for free. In Your Dream, trying to fight back, just man-fighting Yopaj. There's your Magnetize. Now the Skewer into 3. They don't have RP, but he has a lot of damage, especially with those kisses flying in. Miracle on a wicked 6 spree. Neon, they are buying back again. In Your Dream, still man-fighting. Neon. Skem does go down to the Prophet. They keep going. Hookshot is there from Playhard, trying to snipe the Magnus, but he is stuck on a cliff now. At least he does get the kill.
Doesn't have a TP.
He's gonna make a run for it on the Void Spirit. But this Darkseer probably not going anywhere. Yopaj is still just trying to get out. Astral Step in 4, silence out Jokam. They don't need anything else. The Sonic Wave was there for Miracle and Playhard.
They know he's there.
That is what you sound like.
Oh, they're gonna taunt him as well.
Oh.
Miracle gonna blink up, do it the old-fashioned way, and look at Miracle. He just stands there looking at him like, what have you done, Playhard? What have you just done to yourself?
There might have even been value just leaving him there, right? And just camping around, keeping a support there, making sure he couldn't get any sort of TP scroll delivered to him. I suppose now with that buyback, he's still going to be out of commission for an extra 30, 40 seconds when the rest of his team is up. So, yeah, really nicely done by T1. I think that time around it was an unfortunate play by Skem. He just came to the fight a little too late, and when he did, there was some great pressure coming from T1 to push the fight to the left. He TP'd onto the right side, and it was just so long until he could actually join and start to use some of that net worth, because he's still sitting at the top of the net worth here on this Nature's Prophet, but it just didn't do anything. Most of his team were dead by the time he actually helped initiate.
We'll see T1 again, grouping up that mid lane. Miracle looking like he's working towards a Shivers guard now on the Quap.
And what a kill it would be on that Quap. He's 10-0. It's a huge bounty going his way if they pick him up, but and they have no fear right now on T1. They're just pushing forward with the support crew, and yeah, they're feeling confident.
It's a style of Dota you love to see. T1 into that top T1, or top T2, excuse me. Yopaj might need to join his team if they want to defend this.
He needs to just stay down here and continue farming. Oh no, he's actually finished his Ag Scepter, so he's going to wait for it to get to him on the courier, continue pushing this bot lane, make some pressure happen, and then TP back.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Shot is there onto Jokam. Let's get pushed back, now the vacuum with the wall to be dropped, but Januo is down on the Venom. Jokam still alive on this Earth Spirit. Here comes In Your Dream with the skewer out.
Yopaj doesn't have TP. It's still on cooldown for another 20 seconds.
That's a problem. T1, they might go high ground. They know there's 2 heroes down without buyback.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's an unlucky rune as well. You would have just kind of hoped and prayed for something like a DD, but he gets an illusion rune there on Void Spirit.
Back.
Still another skewer back. Skem is in danger. The RP will come out from In Your Dream. They have the control. Nobody's there to help Skem. He's trying to run with that BKB. The shockwave will not reach him. He will make it back to the fountain. Now Yopaj still fighting with the rest of his team. In Your Dream getting very, very low on the Magnus. He'll skew around. Yopaj back in, trying to go after that mag, but he will make it back to the fountain, back within safety. Miracle, Orchid gonna be up, but the Aether Remnant perfect from Yopaj. He'll blink to the left. Skem gonna chase. He does get policy. Can they get the quap? Miracle? No, he'll be fine.
It's still on a knife's edge, you know, there's so many aggressive, great spell usages coming out here from T1, but it just feels like Yopaj is slowly clawing his way back into things, finishing up that Axe Scepter, having the Enchanted Quiver as well. With that dash through with the Astral Step, it deals a ton in these team fights.
It's classic Yopaj. He's just never out of the game as long as he's playing this hero. Neon, again, just posturing around this river. Look to Miracle now, already looking to work towards a Mjolnir apparently on this quap, which is slightly unusual, but it's always good to have a bit more damage, I suppose, up against the, especially up against the Prophet. Getting that bit of wave clear going for yourself. Paj. He'll just TP out. He doesn't want a bar of Miracle at the moment.
Skem's really close to that AC as well, which is going to be very nice for him. I think he should have enough gold to pick it up now. Send it through to him, or he's just going to TP closer to it so it doesn't have to go across this merry way and lose about 2,000 net worth potentially from being picked off.
They do spot out the Void Spirit In Your Dream. Won't try for the RP attempt.
He's getting tankier though, you know, it's not something that you can just instantly burst through. You've got the mechanism to help him out. You've got a few save potentials. You have the Lotus Orb and the Pipe on the Darkseer, so now he's not just food. You know, from starting out the game 0 and 4, I believe, he's come back to 2-6 and been involved in 9 extra kills through assists. And, if they can get that pick off onto this Queen of Pain, that would be huge.
Looks like Neon, they're going to try and focus on just going after this top tier 2 tower. Same will happen for T1. They'll go for the bottom tier 2. Looks like Neon do have time to try and go back and defend if they so wish. That won't be the case. T1 will get the direct trade.
I think the reason that they don't want to do it is because the Dire, they just took the Radiant Outpost before the 30-minute mark, so all of that experience going T1's way, none going to Neon. That would have pushed Yopaj up to level 20, much more available to fight, and that level 2 of the Poison Nova as well.
Try high ground, Miracle. Gonna get started. In Your Dream will come in. It's gonna be a hard team fight for Neon to take, but they've got to take it. They can't allow this to just go down for free. Yopaj, he'll get started. Vacuum, wall can be placed by JG, but the wall is a little bit off target. Still, great hook shot in from Playhard with the cogs, but forced up. He is going to save In Your Dream. Now Miracle comes in. So does Yopaj. There's your golem drop. Yopaj just going to make a run for it.
Skem's finally here.
TP's in on the Prophet. In Your Dream is very, very low on the mag. Still goes for a skewer RP. Again onto Skem. Just by himself. But they love taking him out of Miracle with the Sonic Wave for a triple. This quap is only getting bigger and bigger. They just can't kill him.
It's just that BKB piercing stun that's coming through. You know, he just popped it. Immediately the RP gets used onto him. I saw the TP come through straight after the Warlock Chaotic Offering has been used, but you've got multiple on your team. There's not too much you can do.
Roll in, Jokam, he's perfect. Just hitting onto the Venno, but is forced to use up here. Aether Remnant gonna lock him in from Yopaj. He does go down. T1 just trying to remove themselves from this situation. Might just lose Polison. So both supports have been lost, but everyone else is out of there safely.
Just 1 second late, but a Warlock kill is not worth buybacks on your position 1 and 2. Throughout that entire time, Skem was doing a pretty decent job. You know, he was pushing throughout the mid lane. They actually ended up losing the tier 2 mid, so opening up a bit more of the map, and considering they still control that outpost, when Roshan starts to become a factor in a minute 15, it's going to be a little easier for them to contest, but wisely we can see T1 starting to move towards it, although look at this TP through from Yopaj. It's another ballsy play.
Miracle gonna spot him out. He jumps in. He's got the Aghanim Scepter up.
Just bought back.
He did just buy back, however. The Orchid is there in your dream. Can you lock him down? Hookshot him from Playhard. Skem, now the two-man cogs. This could be huge. Skem can just right-click away as much as he wants. Still in your dream. Surviving. Playhard does go down first. Still this Magnus survives. No, they do get the right-clicks in. Skem, however, will lose his life for this. And now they'll lose another in the form of a Void. The Darkseer, thank you very much
the
for
other
that, Daniel.
purple boy.
There is too many purple heroes, but that's a full team wipeout.
Yeah, I mean, you know that there's no buyback on these two, so there's nothing stopping you from just running down mid, pushing, taking at least 2 lanes of racks from this.
That's exactly what they'll try and do, T1. Because you have the buyback on In Your Dream just in case. You saw it, Yopaj. I mean, it's another ballsy play, but In Your Dream, just always on point with these skewers, and I thought it was going to be the turning point once they got this two-man cogs. Because you have the Prophet just outside who could hit for free, but...
It was so great, and from Jokam as well, timing his rolling boulder perfectly so that it hit Skem right at the end of that BKB, made sure that they were able to turn it in his favor. Skem could have popped his wand, but there were only 9 charges on it, so it probably wouldn't have saved him for more than another second or so.
T1, they won't rush to try and go high ground again. Instead, they will go after the Roshan play.
I suppose it's... One big positive is that the mag is not there. He's the one that's going to be able to take down this Roche quickly. They've got some decent potential, especially if they did use that little shredder to start giving it that minus armor. But with Yopaj, you know when he's alive, he's going to try and contest if he's able, but I think he might just be a little bit late. Or unless... roll people out of the pit. It's only the Queen of Pain hitting it, but 300, 200 Roaches.
Playhard, his ankle was blocked by Polison, and now Playhard really has no choice but to die here. And I guess as a support clock, you've got to just kind of try for the Aegis still. You don't really have a choice when you're in this situation. But it is not going to be successful for Neon.
Plus the fact that he's the only hero in the game that has buyback, so pretty handy.
Did you see what that pickup was from Sam H, Danog?
What happened?
An Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, that's what we want to see. Spit him in.
Spit him in. Gobble Up is upon us. Who's it going to be on? Do you think they just spit In Your Dream into the team fight here? I mean, he's got a Blink Dagger already.
Why not?
May as well do it in the most fashionable way possible.
Imagine if you could spit yourself.
Well, I guess IceFrog had a similar idea when he, buffed, quote-unquote buffed the Earth Spirit Axe. Kick yourself now.
He's level 25, so that Screen of Pain Fear going to start to come into the equation. Will there be any buybacks that come from any sort of team fights? You would think that the only one on the defending team would be... well, none of them, honestly. So it's just this Clockwork holding the fort for now.
Not lane. Skem was around farming, but does back off just in the nick of time before Jokam was close.
It's just Ags on Ags on Ags. Even the Warlock's picked up one now.
Oh, love to see it. Now Miracle making a jump in. Yopaj does get silenced up. Lotus will save him from the silence.
And if they actually did make the play for him there, you could have at least gotten rid of the Aegis. I know they've been grouping up together this entire time on T1, but that's actually the one time where Miracle's been there on his own, and a full rotation would have taken him down.
Here we go, Skem, forced to BKB, trying to go on to Jokam, but here comes In Your Dream. They've got the RP available. Shockwave will connect. They don't even need the RP. Here's Skem, getting caught with his pants down. Does get punished. And celebration gobble up from Sam H.
Just get him to push that Rax.
He even tips his driver. Very nice. Oh my. All props to Miracle, by the way. You were pointing out how many kills he has. I believe right now he's currently at 19 kills.
19-0-13. Insane. They have the confidence of doing this. They might have even saw the edge.
Vacuum War going to be out with a great hookshot from Playhard, but the silence out from Jokam won't allow the cogs to be out, so they will survive In Your Dream.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Able to eat the cheese and just get out. That mid Rats, slowly but surely going down to Miracle. Yopaj jumping in, just chipping away, but the Guardian Greaves just keeps everyone alive and healthy. They go in now, Miracle. Just frontlining for the team, he does not care.
He's got that Aegis for the next 2 minutes. It's not like on T1 where you have so many ways to lock someone down.
That mid-Rats is just doomed to go down. They just cannot defend T1. They have everything still up. There's just no reason to back off for.
Pops the Satanic preemptively on Miracle, so he's going to be ready to fight. Still a minute and a half left on this Aegis, and that's Megas. Oh, and actually, one range racks left on half HP, but they're making the go now.
Miracle gonna be okay. Takes out the Aether Remnant. Now back to the bot lane, and there's Megas. Coming up for T1, play hard. Gonna hook shot in onto the back line, trying to go after that Warlock and Jokam. Jokam should be fine as Miracle is there to back him up. Now the golems have been dropped. The vacuum was decent, but there was just no follow-up to it. Now the Poison Over out, but Miracle again just jumping in. Another double kill for him on this squad. Can they find any more? Yepage has been caught out. A triple kill out for Miracle. They just want to call it. That's an Ultra. Can it be a Rampage? No. They take the kill, but Miracle, how many kills did he have?
Ended up 24-0-4.